Welcome to the City of Miramar's Business Connect, where we connect your business to what's important. My name is Johnny Douglas, and I'm your host for the podcast. Today, we will be discussing revitalizing your business finances. And to help us dive into this segment of our podcast, we have Mr. Joseph Bristol of Schooley Mitchell Financing. Welcome, Joseph.
Welcome. How you doing, Johnny?
I am doing very well. We're glad to have you on board today, sir. I have a tip I always give a tip for my listening audience today is lack of cash is among the primary reasons businesses fail. You need to stay on top of your cash inflows and outflows. The best way to do that is to create a cash flow statement to analyze your financial health and update. That's the tip for today. Pay attention to your cash flow. Okay. I'm so glad to have you here, Mr. Mitchell. I'm so glad, Bristol. I'm so glad to have you here. Today is a day that I would love to set aside for business and our business listeners who want to learn the concepts or figure out ways to harness their benefits in a better manner. In other words, to help them create and generate revenue cost effectively for their businesses that will help their businesses grow and have sustainability for any type of crisis or anything they're going through. We just came out of a pandemic, and a lot of businesses are suffering because of lack of preparation financially for these reasons. I'd like you, first of all, to start off by you giving us an overview of what Schooley Mitchell does.
So again, thank you, Johnny, for the opportunity of being here. An overview of what we do is a little bit of a two-step process. Basically, what we do for people is we give the chance for businesses to get some money, put some money on their pockets. That's what we say, by help them manage some of their expenses. Mm-hmm. What we provide is, for instance, we provide peace of mind by knowing that the person or the firm that is doing this is the biggest third-party cost reduction company in North America. So it's peace of mind because they don't have to worry about having to learn this, having to deploy this type of initiative, and having to manage it. That's essential for small and medium businesses where, resources are limited. And even though that you might have some expertise, you can be a jack of all trades, but you cannot be a master of everything.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So it's essential to have this type of services. What we do it in contingency based. What that means is that we don't charge customers for doing the analysis. We don't charge customers for doing implementation of what we do. We also provide time because the customer doesn't have to worry about doing this. We are the one who's going to be doing all analysis. We are the one who's going to be doing the implementation. But they always have the say-so, the last say-so. If they want to proceed, how do they want to proceed? The control is on their hands. We're just driving the car.
Awesome. I love the fact that you said that you work very closely with the business owner to make sure that you are reading what they're desiring correctly. In order to do that is to be able to allow the businesses to have that one-on-one consultation. Now, through your one-on-one consultation, you learn more about what they're trying to do and how they're trying to generate a new financial approach. Is that what you're doing?
Right. Well, basically, we need to find out what's their background. Mm-hmm. Where are they coming from?
Right.
What are their plans?
Right.
What's the objective? Okay. Mm-hmm. And what's essential for their business? Mm-hmm. We are vendor agnostics.
Right.
What that means is that we can work with your actual vendor, and
Okay.
or we can look for another vendor to provide any service that you're having.
Right.
And some businesses, the relationship with the vendors is not that strong. It's just somebody that's providing the service. But in some businesses, the
Right.
relationship with the vendor is really, really tight.
Okay.
Because they have processes inside building into their businesses that marry some of the products that the vendor is providing, essential for their business.
Okay.
So because of that, we have to make sure that we know what's in place, what type of process is in place. If that process is requiring a plugin or a connection or something essential that the provider is giving them,
Right.
or not, and then based on that and based on the input that we have from the customer, we look for the alternative available on their environment. What we have found out, for instance, is that 80% of the time we can find savings. So the savings that we find them even with the provider that they have. They don't have to change provider.
Oh, wow. Okay.
While in sometimes, not the most, sometimes the fewer, the better deal is with somebody else. So we provide that, and we bring that analysis to the customer. The customer receive a full report where they can go through and look at the different alternatives and pick and choose what is it that they want to do based on the impact that they're going to have in their business.
Okay, so I love it, because what you're saying in essence is that you take a deeper look into the elements that drive their business, the vendors that they use, if you're using any type of services, if your payroll, what your cost, your cost for it's just running day-to-day services. So you look at all that, and from what already they have there may be some places where they can draw from to create new opportunities for return of revenue growth.
Right. And let me give you an example. For instance, a consultant like our firm, a consultant firm like ours, really, we're not that dependent on the provider. So whoever provides the best deal, basically gets the deal. But let's say that instead of being a consultant firm like mine, you have a fast food chain or some sort of restaurant where the point of sale is tying into one of the services that the provider is giving them, because the point of sale system and the reports are so tied into the system that the provider is giving. Then we have to keep that synergy and that relationship. What type of system do the system that they have a plugin with another system that could be used that provides a better service at a more reasonable price, or maybe that's not the case, and we can get a better pricing structure from the provider. That's most of the times the case. So it all depends on relationships. Business, a lot of people say, business is business, it's not personal. That is not true. All business is personal. And for business to be successful is built upon relationship with people inside of the different companies, being the provider and being the one that receives the service.
Oh, awesome. That sounds really good. Now, I love what you said, that all business is personal. It is personal because you made a personal, conscious decision that you're going to open this business. You're going to start this business because you wanted to do something that was actually impactful to the community, but also will regenerate revenue for you and your children and your children's children as well. So it is personal. I love how you said that. And one of the things you and I talked about the last time is about, how do you separate the two? The personal, but you are the business. I think we remember talking about that with you. We said you are your business. You are your best walking billboard. You are your best marketing person. You are it. When people think of your business, they look at you. You are the business driver, which is really good. And I like how and that makes it so important for you to get with the business owner and to find out what their heart's desire is for their business, and that you can help revive and rejuvenate some of the areas that need to be.
I always think about it this way, when you're not doing business on a personal level, you are just at the transaction level, and transaction can move about or go anywhere. But when you establish a relationship, when you actually become part of the solution or part of that ingrained system for the business, even when you are a consultant, you become part of the solution. You become part of it.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let me ask you this question. What or who was the greatest inspiration that led you to get into this line of work?
It was a process of growth, and it was a little bit painful, but it was really good. In my previous career, I worked as an engineer and as a sales manager for the Fortune 500. And what drove me always on my career was that I always have in the back of my mind that I was helping people, that I was saving lives. When I decided to walk away from the corporate world and become an entrepreneur, like most people around us, I went through a process, and I used the help from a franchise advisor. They have this test where they help you find your assets, your transferable skills, and there's a guy that he was like my partner. His name was Mike Tui, and he helped me through the process to identify a business that would meet my goals, but not only my goals, but also what's important for me, what's ingrained in my system, what will make me feel good about it. And then we come about with, he found this franchise. I was looking at like 8 different franchises, and this is the one that really caught my eye, that really, touched me, because of the same thing, because I felt that once I get over here and help people, I was providing continuance to what I was doing, helping people when they needed the most. It was back in the COVID, when COVID was starting, so businesses were in dire need of helping them realize how to make some profits, how to have some extra income coming into their lives.
Wow. One of the things you said that really resonated with me was you chose this profession because it was a passion for you.
Yes.
Your passion is so evident in what you say and what you do in our prior conversations, is helping people, helping businesses to see their potential, financial potential. And I see that in every aspect of what we had conversation we've had. Were there any challenges through the process of, you said you looked at the franchise, it spoke to you in high volumes, it matched your passion, now you're going to marry into this franchise. What were the challenges that you faced when you began to develop your business?
So the biggest challenge that I will face, it was myself. Okay. Wow. Why? Because you are doing a career change, and you have to be receptible to the idea that you're going to suck at something new. Because whatever you do in the beginning, while you build your calluses and you build your experience and you build what you're doing, you're not going to be the expert. I came from an environment when I was basically the top expert on what I was doing on my field. And I wanted to help people to change my career and help people in another way, at a local scenario, because I was working in an international scenario, and I decided to move to a local scenario, help the people around me. So I say, I can do this. I have financial background. I have an MBA. I can definitely see this working, But there's always that little skeleton that you don't know what it was, that little detail that you have to learn. So when you come from a comfortable position where you know how to react basically without thinking about it, it was just a reflex, and then change it. I think that was the biggest barrier of entry to getting into this. This franchise that I signed up with, Schooley Mission, Dennis Schooley is the president, and that guy is awesome. And I'll tell you something: the people that he had working for him in the headquarters and the service that they provide me is second to none. So the biggest barrier that I had was, and it still is, working for me. The good thing about it, though, is that I have always learned and I have always tried to improve myself. So I see it as an opportunity to have some more work for me to improve myself.
Right. Awesome. That's very reassuring that you were transparent with that, because a lot of people who start businesses, they don't count up sometimes the cost of this might fail. Not that the business failed, but the attempts that you use, some of the processes that you use, or some of the ideas that you have may fail. And but what you said was that you
and that had to be with the tolerance. That had to be with the tolerance of whoever is getting into business. If you have a tolerance to go with your passion and go with your hobbies, do your own business. But when I was coming from corporate, from doing other businesses, I could do my own thing. I actually, was doing some consulting on my own for a little while. But I realized that I needed some focus, that I needed some structure that I wasn't getting. And either, I tried to find it myself and try to reinvent the wheel, or I can find a system that's already built, that's been successful for other people. Because I say, if it's successful for other people, why can't it be successful for me? The formula is there. You just have to grab the formula, embrace it, and work it.
Wow, great. Awesome.
So that's the difference between franchise and doing your own thing. I have done my own thing, and I can, I'm trying the franchise to see how it goes.
Awesome. Franchising it can be also it's not only exciting, but very, I say, scary.
Yes.
Because you're held up to some standards that you may not have placed on yourself, but standards that are there that you have to pay attention to as well. Your franchise where you are now, Schooley Mitchell. We know for a fact right now what you do is you help business owners become financially successful.
Yes.
You use the very things that they operate with every day and take a magnifying glass to look at it closer to see where can we draw from and where can we draw off that misplaced money from, those misplaced funds, and put them in a place where they can work for you.
That's right.
What are some of the key areas that you find that businesses have lost more finances than any place else in their business?
Well, the key areas is that while what you do in your business, you have total control and vision of the processes that you have placed inside of your business. Okay, you are dependent to your environment to be able to provide those services and to be able to use your processes. Okay, and there, most of the times, you don't have the time, the expertise, okay, or the experience to manage those. So we look at those points and we pick up the buckets that most people use. For instance, I call it bucket. These are cost categories. Small package shipping, okay, utilities, telecommunication, encompassing your cable, your high-speed internet, your cell phone carrier, all those, vehicle tracking, fuel. We have about 9 different buckets that not only businesses, but also nonprofits and,
Okay.
and other institutions they use,
Mhm.
but they don't have the experience to manage. They don't have the experience of what they should be paying, and we help manage those. Okay. So it's out of those third parties that we're able to grab those funds and divert it back into your business. So that you can become more profitable, so that you can become more lean on what you're doing on your business. You become more healthy. Okay. This is essential for everyone. If you want to be more competitive, this is what you need. If you've been affected by COVID-19, definitely this is what you need. It might be the difference between firing that special employee that
Right.
that you need,
Right.
but you're having trouble being able to pay for him,
Right.
or that special piece of machinery that that you need to be competitive, but it's been hard for you to be able to find the capital expenditure to be able to put it over there.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So well, I like hear what you're saying. So we can call it third party revenue.
Yeah.
Generate.
And it's awesome.
Right. Right.
That's why I say, I help you get some money and put it back in your pocket, because it's not a matter of, getting money from the customer. It's a matter of going out there, looking for opportunities and bring them back to their customer.
Wow. One thing that's great about your program and how you operate it is that it doesn't cause the business owner to have to revamp and redo their foundational processing through their business. You know how some businesses will cause business owners to have to rethink their whole business platform and way of thinking and way of doing businesses, but that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about all your practices that you have in place, all your vendors that you have in place, everything that you have designed that has been truly working for you. How can we make those work better for you to generate a third party revenue income?
That's right.
I love it.
And I think it's the point where, or it's the angle where people need it the most.
Right.
Like I said, because they don't have the expertise, they don't have the time, they don't have the resources available. So we provide those for them at no cost. We just ask to be, to share some of the revenue. And the internal part, the customer can always do it. And I encourage them to do it. Their guides and their people. I don't know if you remember a gentleman by the name Marcus Lemones.
Okay.
He used to have this TV show. It was called The Prophet in one of the networks in TV.
Yes.
Okay, so he has this article. It's a great article online where he says, let me see if I can see, it's like the 10 things that business can do to become profitable. And it's really simple. It's a really simple guide. If an owner gets that guide, okay, and married it with my services, it's like a double threat. It's bam, bam, the point that they need to be totally successful.
So right there, Joseph, you just gave business owners a glimpse of what you do for their and what can be done for their business to help it become more profitable. But you also gave us a great resource, because if anybody has ever watched The Prophet, it's just amazing how he turns businesses and companies around, just literally turn around. And what he does is he does some changing, but he basically uses some of the things that they've already have in place, which is what you're doing. I love the fact that when businesses meet you and they have a consultation, that there is no charge for them. That they come and get a consultation with you, and your business do not earn money until they earn money. Am I correct? Is that
That's right? That is totally correct.
Okay.
That is totally correct.
So for a business owner to get your expertise, to do very little foundation revamping, and to also gain capital.
That's right.
Is a win-win for them.
It is
would be a win-win for business. Wow.
A COVID reference over there.
Awesome. Well, I know we've had a lot of conversation here about your business and how it runs and the packages that you offer and what you do. I hope that the business listeners out there would take heed to this, because what your company offers them is priceless to me. If I was a business owner, I would definitely want to come and sit with you. It costs me nothing to do it. It could save me everything if I go through with it. I love the fact that any parting words for our business owners coming from you, the expert, Schooley Mitchell's experts, one of the experts here, Mr. Joseph Bristol.
Sure. See, my resolution for this year was to meet with as many as commercial and business people that I could, and learn about the businesses. You know, like Johnny just said, this is a totally free service. We only get paid when you get paid. You have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain out of this. And I want to sit down with you. I want to give me the opportunity to help you and to form a relationship. Be one of the good guys in the story, to be able to help you take your business into the next step. You don't have to be. People don't have to be in trouble. We help people that are in trouble, but even those people that are in the top of the heap, you know, you have to always strive to improve. There's always room for improvement, you know, and if you have competitors out there and you're not taking advantage of this service, guess what? Somebody else will. Okay, so it might as well be you.
Okay.
We're here to help.
Awesome. And so, what methods can they contact you?
They could call me on the phone. I have, I don't know if you want me to say the phone number.
Oh, absolutely.
Phone number for my company is 954-451-2310. Again, 954-451-2310. And I'm Joseph Bristol with Schooley Mitchell of Miramar.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm here to help you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Mr. Bristol, we appreciate you being here today with us, and to put us in a bird's eye view of how businesses can get their revenue in order, how they can revitalize their financial situation. I love the fact you were here to do that for us. Also, your information will be posted on the podcast as well. So when people look at it, or when they go to YouTube and pull it down and download it to watch it, your information will be there as well. Thank you so much, my friend, for being here. I really appreciate you and what your company does.
Awesome, Johnny. Thank you very much. Johnny, if you would allow me, I would like to just take a minute to thank my wife and my family.
Oh, absolutely. Do that.
For being there for me.
Absolutely.
I also would like to thank, like I mentioned before, Mr. Mike Tuer, the president of Franchise Advisor, who helped me, you know, find this opportunity. Mr. Danny Schooley and the great people from Schooley Mitchell. I would like to extend my most expressive thank you to Patricia Archer from the Chamber of Commerce of Miramar and Pembroke Pines. Also, Mr. Wayne Massam, the mayor of Miramar. I would like to thank Anita Fain Taylor, and, you know, last but not least, the man, the myth, and the legend, Mr. Johnny Douglas.
We appreciate you, sir. The city of Miramar is there to support your business and all other businesses that are in our city of Miramar. We want to see you guys succeed, survive, and thrive. That's our goal. That's our mission here. And if you're a business owner out there and you're listening today on our program, I would like you to join us and signing up for our Business Pulse newsletter. How do you do that? It's miramarfl.gov/Business Pulse. On the Business Pulse, you will find all the upcoming events, all webinars, and all financial opportunities that are available for business owners such as yourself that you can contact with and you can get to know about by visiting and signing up for our Miramar Pulse newsletter. Again, thank you, Mr. Bristol. We appreciate you being here with us today. And for all you out there, I'm asking you to be careful, be safe, but most importantly, I want you to stay connected.
Awesome. Have a great day.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.